What's up? What's up? Oh boy. I hope everyone's hope everyone's having a wonderful uh day, night, wherever you are. Guess we'll play some Attack on Toys. I don't know. Hmm. I got a lot of stuff I could do. Uh You know what? Let me do this. I'll play some games in a bit. All right. So I'm gonna go all in. All right. I got some real shit to talk about. Welcome to another Biohazard Candy Kid show. This show's not monetized. Um, so if you like it, great. If you don't, great. Doesn't bother me. I'm gonna keep on going. I'm gonna keep on going. Keep on exposing the world, exposing everyone, exposing all things. And not everything is bad. There's a lot of good in the world. And not according to me either, just according to the universe itself, life itself. Okay? I'm going to start talking about money. Okay? We're going to start here. So, what is it with money? Hmm? All forms of money. All forms of it. Wherever you live on the planet. You know, your bills, your coins, and now cryptocurrency, what is with it? Or back then, how you had, coins before you had bills. You had, like, gold coins, silver coins, copper. You had all these, and some of them even used, like actual tablets, like stone tablets that were just heavy. But what's with money? What's with it? People think that money makes the world go round. That's a thing that people started saying since the invention of money. But before that, there were economies that ran off of trading, bartering, a different system that didn't it didn't involve money. It didn't involve money of any sort. None whatsoever. There was no currency. And it worked. And it worked for thousands of years. Some little child became unhappy with it and said, "Oh, I need to, I need to get rid of this system." So they created what we now know as currency, your bills, your coins. First, it wasn't paper money, but paper money came way later. And people think because of money, there's somebody, there's something. Money doesn't make you shit. Money is just a means of you paying your bills. Money is just a means of you buying items at a store or online or at someone's garage sale. You could have a quadrillion, you could have $1 quintillion and you still ain't nobody. If you ain't got it in the brain and if you ain't got it in the heart and if your soul ain't right with the universe. So all of you on the planet, you need to get rid of this whole money thing and just keep it at, hey, I got to pay my bills. I got to go buy food. I got to put gas in my car. I got to pay for repairs. all these people who tell you how to, make money, how to get rich and all this shit, and you're going to be this and that, you're going to be king on top of the world. That's bullshit. That's not how you become king. Yes, we can go back to the Middle Ages where there were kings and queens. We still have kings and queens today. Yes, the peasants paid their dues and the kings and queens got rich, but they weren't nobody. They weren't better than anybody else just because they were king and queen because they had all the gold. They weren't better than anybody else. The gold they were receiving, the money they were receiving from the people who lived within the castle walls or outside of it didn't make them any better than they were. They were a human being just like the farmer, just like the blacksmith. Same thing goes for everybody today. Same thing goes for everyone today. What, you think because Bill Gates has this amount of money, that amount of money, a certain amount of money, he's better than you? All of you can be Bill Gates if you choose to be. If you are willing to put the time and effort, if you choose to put the time and effort, forget willing. I mean, I know I said that, but if you choose to put the time and effort, if you choose to be Bill Gates, if you choose to start your own Microsoft, start that, you can. You just have to, want to choose it, or you have to, all you have to do is do it, choose it, want to choose it. But if you just sit there and stare at a wall, you ain't going to be him. Now, how he got there? Yeah, sure. He got there by evil means. And I'm not saying you go do that. But you can become someone with that amount of wealth, that amount of money. if you so choose. If you so choose to do that. If you so choose to go that route. But what are the majority of you doing? Oh, I got kids to take care of. I got a 9 to 5 job. I got to do this. I got to do that. I watch football. Yeah, all these distractions when you could be a high level human being. None of us, okay. You can reach a higher state of consciousness. You can be a higher spirit than what you currently are, but you choose not to be. And also, you let all these distractions get in your way. I mean, there are those of you who will say, well, even people watching you is a distraction. Yeah, but see, I bring something educational to the table. What I mean by distraction is you watching cat videos, you watching football, baseball, and I'm not saying entertainment shouldn't be in your life. You shouldn't have entertainment in your life. Sure, you should entertain the soul in a healthy way. Listen to music in a healthy way. Go outside and socialize with people in a healthy way. But do not do things in a negative way. Do not sit there and rot your brain with it. Hey, I love animals. I love cats. I love dogs. I love birds and bees and elephants and, whatever it may be. I love animals and mammals and bugs and all that shit. I love it. Because it's nature. It's a part of life. It's life itself. Like, it's a part of life. It's like, seriously. Like, seriously. All right. I had to check something. My OBS turned off and turned on me. So, who knows what that was? But seriously, you all think because you know um you read a bunch of books, you traveled the world, or you have certain life experiences, or you know listen to someone on the radio or anybody, or a lot of things, or you talk to a bunch of people within your neighborhood at any age, doing any kind of job. You think because of all that you know everything in the world. Well, you think you know something. I do the same thing. Because I've done all this research, because I've, lived my own life and, traveled and all this shit, because I've talked to a bunch of people, because I listened to a bunch of things. Sometimes I think I know everything. I do the same thing, but I don't. I don't know much at all. Why do you think people say come down from the tree? You think someone just said that because, they just wanted to come up with something? No, because it has meaning. Because yeah, you need to come down from the tree. Because, bro, quit, being the person that's like, hey, I know it all, you know nothing. You don't know anything at all. Like I'm the encyclopedia. I'm, the know-it-all book. We all need to stop thinking that way, all of us. That includes me too. That includes me too. We all need to sit and we need to look at ourselves internally and externally, but mostly internally. And we need to reevaluate ourselves and we need to say, look, we don't know much at all. Humans have only just begun to understand a few things about themselves and the universe. We have unlocked, we have potential that we haven't even unlocked yet. We're headless chicken right now. We are a bunch of headless chickens right now running around, still trying to stay in one spot, but we keep running around headless. It's freaking ridiculous. We're all screwing up, doing whatever. I mean, I screwed up today. My fault. I take responsibility for it. Thinking I know everything. Thinking that I'm a know-it-all. Just because I've been around the block doesn't mean I know shit. Doesn't mean anything. I could have been around 10 blocks and I still don't know anything. A lot of you who be saying, man, I may have been born, but I wasn't born last night. Doesn't mean shit. Man, I've been around the block a few times. Doesn't mean shit. Because there's people who were born, there's people who were literally born a long time ago, and they don't know much of anything, except from their own little, except what's in their own little bubble. There's people who they've been around the block a few times and they still don't know shit. They still haven't gotten life, and they've been around the block a few times. And then there's people who have been around the block a few times and they know a little something about life. There's people who were born, a long time ago, and they know a little something about life, but a little something. There's a song that I'm thinking of now that I'm talking about this. It's a hardstyle song, and in the song it says, "The DJ has only just begun." I think it's by DJ Duro, and basically, it's true. The DJ has only just begun. Like if you take that and you apply it to what I'm talking about, you guys have only just begun. You've only just begun to understand who we are, what we are. And not through this fake science, this fake religion, all this fake shit. Fuck that shit. All the media, all these books, like basically your books, your newspapers, your magazines, your television, whoever you're talking to. No. See, all of us on this planet, we haven't begun to understand ourselves by ourselves. We're all out here trying to basically, what's it called? We're all trying to figure this shit out together. Like, we're all trying to figure out the bigger picture instead of figuring out ourselves first. If you don't figure out yourself first, if you don't take care of yourself first, you can't do the rest. You will have no understanding of the rest. I'll say this. I'll put it like this, because a lot of you will probably understand this. How can you have someone else become healthy if you're not healthy yourself? And I know a lot of you are going to say, well, how do you define health? What is health to you? Or you'll say, someone who eats ice cream, they probably think that's healthy. To them, that's healthy. That's being healthy. And to someone else, eating salad is healthy. And to someone else, drinking water and eating a steak is healthy. I mean, yeah, that's true. I ain't going to argue that. But I'm going to say this. There's bullshit health, okay? And there's real health. Okay? Because ice cream isn't healthy for you. Salad, lettuce isn't healthy for you. There's a lot of things that aren't healthy for you. We can go down that rabbit hole. And I'm still keeping this money thing up because, a lot of a lot of you think that, money is the way. You think that money is going to make you something. You think that because you have, this wad of cash right here, you're somebody. Actually, even better yet. Like you think because you're swimming in a mountain of cash, you're somebody. If your soul ain't right with the universe, you're nobody to me. And to a lot of people. There's a lot of people out there who will be like, man, you ain't shit. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not going to listen to you. I don't care what you have to say. I don't care what you're peddling. If your soul ain't in the right place, if your mind ain't in the right state, if your frequencies are off balance, get the hell out of here. Just go sit and watch your TV. But don't try to come out here and, because we don't want to hear you. Because you are not in the right state. And how many humans are not in the right state? A lot of you. The whole entire planet. I'm not even in my right state. Some other people will say, well, I'm already in my right state. I'm fixed. No, you ain't. No, you're not. Because I bet you there is one or two things that you're doing that are wrong. Like for instance, okay? Let's give a friend. Let's give a scenario. This will be a true scenario because there's some of you out there that I know that are these exact people. So, okay? And I know I typed in drinking. All right? Yes, drinking also includes water, but we ain't talking about water. But actually, we're going to talk about water. So there's a lot of you, okay, who literally, you're like, I'm clean, I'm clean, I'm clean. Like, I don't do anything evil. I don't treat my kids bad, don't treat my wife bad. I have a good job. I come home, I do my duties, I take care of everything. But you drinking bad water, or you're drinking alcohol, you're drinking orange juice, or you're drinking milk. Like, you're drinking all this bad stuff, basically. Like, you yourself, You say it yourself, I'm a perfect person, but yet you drinking all this bad stuff. Yes, bad water. That means water in a plastic bottle, water that, has all these labels on it that make you think it's healthy water because the pH level, because it comes from this spring or whatever, but it's just comes from your local, crappy source right in town, or from some outside source that's crappy. Like literally. Like even those of you who are some of the most cleanest people on the planet, you are like what some would say close to perfection. Yeah, no. You still got one or two things in you that you're doing that ain't right, that are wrong. You can be 85% right, 90% right, but you're still going to have that 10, 15, that 1% wrong inside of you. And you can fix that. You can change that yourself if you so choose. If you choose not to, that's your choice. And don't complain. Do not complain like, oh, well, this ain't working, that ain't well. Because, hey, you made the choice not to fix it. Why? Oh, well, I got this disease. I got this problem, that problem. That's because you didn't change. That little 10% that you could change. It has nothing to do with other people, other things. That's, it just has to do with the fact that you didn't choose to change. If that last 10% of you is, I drink a beer now and then, don't complain about your problems, okay? Do not complain about your problems. Fix your problems. I'm serious, fix your problems. Because if you just complain about your problems and you don't fix them, that's not fixing your problems. Seriously. You know. And don't say, well, I drink 1 or 2 beers. Like a month. I drink 1 beer a month. It's just, or I drink it, on my birthday. That's it. Or during Christmas. I don't give a crap. Alcohol is unhealthy for you. Doing drugs is unhealthy for you. Any type of drug. Doesn't matter if it's, pharmaceutical or not pharmaceutical. I don't care. If it's a drug, it's unhealthy. Drugs do nothing for you. Alcohol does nothing for you. Going out and just having sex with people ain't doing shit for you. That's unhealthy. For the mind, body, and soul. There's a lot of things that you guys don't even know that are unhealthy for you because you were never taught that. Because the world doesn't teach you that. You know why the world doesn't teach you that? Because if the world taught the truth, people would not be making money. People would see, demons would not be feeding off of you. The devil would have no means of feeding off of you if you knew the truth. If the truth was taught to you 24/7. The absolute truth, the actual truth. But man, we got demons out here that are being, that are basically leeches on your body, and you letting it happen. You letting them leech off your body by not changing your ways. There's people out there who give health advice, but yet they come home and they drink alcohol. How you gonna give health advice if you drinking alcohol? How are you someone? How can you be a sports coach, but yet you doing all the wrong things? How can you coach a team and keep them in shape if you doing all the wrong things? You're just going to give them the wrong advice. Oh, you got to take your Gatorade, got to take these sports pills. And then you wondering why your team ain't successful, why they're not winning all the time. That's because you give them the wrong advice because you just don't know. You don't know what the right advice is because you were never taught the right advice. The right advice is out there. You can go find it. It's not that hard. It's not like it doesn't exist. Oh, it exists. Even if it's hiding, it still exists. You just got to find it. Even if it's kept secret, it still exists. There's ways of getting stuff that's secret. There's ways of getting things that are locked up. It's just that you just choose not to because of your desires, because of your pleasures. And because a lot of you are just talkers instead of doers. You just talk. You talk the talk, but you don't walk the walk. And that goes for all of you humans on this planet, including me. Look at me, I'm sitting here talking, but I actually do things. I don't talk about disc golf, I go play disc golf. I don't talk about studios, I go set up a studio. Even if I fail, I'll get my feet back up again and continue on. I put myself in a dark place and I start thinking negative thoughts, and we all go there. When we fail, we all go there. There is not a damn human on this planet that has not gone there, that has not gone to a dark place when they have failed. All humans have gone there. We have all gone to a dark place. We've all gone and done dark things. Thought dark thoughts. Of course, we need to stop. It's unhealthy for the mind, body, and soul. It's unhealthy for us as spirits. We need to stop doing that. Choose to stop doing that. Make the choice. The choice is yours. You don't want to? Fine. You want to? Fine. If you don't, certain consequences will happen going forward. Whether you like them or not. I'm serious. The world today, if you look at the world today, everybody on the planet thinks because of the internet, we're all of a sudden kings and queens and we know everything. with the internet. Back then on television, when there was only books before the television, when there was only radio before the television, not a lot of us used to think that way because we were more outside. But even even the people outside, the people who don't watch television, they don't listen to the radio, they don't read books, they don't go on the internet, even those people think they know it all. Like those people, in Africa, those people in America who are just part of some tribe, they live backwards. They think they know it all. They think they have all the answers. The Amish people think they have all the answers. Some African, some Africans in some village think they have all the answers. They don't have all the answers. No one does. I don't have all the answers. Oh, but see, I lived a certain life. I lived a certain life. I know certain things. I've done this, I've done that. So, I know. Man, you don't know shit. You know what you know. That's about it. And what you don't know, you don't know. And you don't know everything. And you don't know much of, you don't know much at all. You just know a tiny fraction of everything. A very tiny fraction. Small. Same goes for me. Goes for everybody. We all need to stop walking around thinking we all know everything. Because all humans say that. We don't use the words, we don't say, I know everything. No, but we say it in ways where the meaning is just the same. Oh, well, see that person over there? Nah, they don't know much at all. Like, you bag on another person, basically saying, I know everything and he doesn't or she doesn't. When you don't know everything either. So stop it. Oh, I've watched a gazillion videos on the internet. So I know everything. I know something about life. No, you don't. Because first of all, a lot of that shit that you watched, a lot of it is probably false. Or it is false. Or it could be false. You've been duped, tricked, flim-flammed. I mean, you really think that you know everything because you've read a bunch of books, you saw a billion videos, television shows, heard a bunch of radio, shows, traveled around the world. I mean, really? You think you know something about life? If you're someone who builds computers, then talk about you building computers. If you've done that your whole life, that's your job. And you know about motherboards, you know about graphics cards, and operating systems such as Windows, Linux, and Apple, Ubuntu, then stick to that. But don't be trying to, this and that and this. Trying to be like, I know everything. Just talk about what you know. Everything else, learn it. And then one day, talk about it once you've learned all of everything else. Until then, shut the hell up and only talk about what you know. Your own little square, your own little piece of the pie. If you're a jack of all trades, like you know a little bit of this, a little bit of that, that's a different story. That still doesn't mean you know everything. It just means you know a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And there's still things you don't know. But you just don't know one of a certain subject, like all of a certain subject. You know a little bit about mechanics. You know a little bit about computer computers, you know a little bit about farming. So you can talk about those three things. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean, jack of all trades. Like you're not just specific in one area. You're not just solely in one area. You're in multiple areas at once. A little bit. Okay. Okay, fine. But that still doesn't mean you know everything in all things. And one can never know everything in all things. Because we all have a death date. We all die. We all leave this body. It's not death, but we all leave this body. I'm just getting real sick and tired of this planet. And there's a lot of people that are getting sick and tired of this planet. Getting sick and tired of it. Getting sick and tired of human beings. Always thinking they know best. They know better. They know everything. Always talking about, like they're always telling you things, and they're like, well, that's the truth. Well, that's what it is. Well, you're wrong and I'm right. It's like, bro, that's just what you think. That's not reality. You create your own reality instead of living in the real reality, the real universe that's right in front of your eyes. Creating your own fantasies. Like a lot of people will tell you meat is bad for you. That's a fantasy of theirs. That they created that themselves. When the real reality is meat is not bad for you. Not because I said so, but because it just is. Because that's reality. Not because someone said so on a video or because someone said so in a book or whatever, because it just is. Because that's just how the universe works. That's just how life is. That's just what it is, naturally. But yet we have all these human beings. Oh, meat is bad for you. It's unhealthy. Making up shit over here. And then if you try to tell them something, they think they know everything. You say something that's basically the truth, that goes against what they said, what they created in their own mind. Man, they come at you like they're a know-it-all. Well, look, I got this evidence, I got that, I got this. And it's like, one, you're regurgitating all of the same shit that you've been saying. Two, all the stuff you're regurgitating is just made up shit. It's fake, false information. It's not reality. It's not based in reality. It's based in other people's fantasies, which basically is your fantasy also, because you all share the same fantasies. You all make up the same shit. There's a circle of you that just make up a whole... There is a circle of you, a circle of humans on this planet that just makes up a whole bunch of shit. You just spew out false information. You make up false information. And how big is that circle? The majority of the planet. And then there's that like 10% of us that we live in reality. We live in the truth, the absolute truth, the actual truth of reality. The truth that reality gives us. We don't make up our own shit. We don't make up shit. And it's probably not 10%. It's probably, maybe a 20 to 30%. I don't know, but it's there's a bigger percentage that just make up shit. They just spew out a whole bunch of lies and stuff. And They just run around like headless chicken, like headless chickens. Like, seriously. Like, I'm not joking. Like, you're all just running around like headless chickens, just thinking you know everything when you don't. And I don't know everything either. I don't know much of anything. I'm still learning. We are all learning. We all make mistakes when we're learning. We all do things that are, oopsie daisies. It happens. Like, what the hell is this? Okay, what the heck is this? This is a I'm just gonna show a few clips here, but this is literally what the heck is this? This is literally like a video sharing platform, right? Where people can create, their own content, share it with the world, right? And because we have people watching this, everybody in the world is like, oh, I know everything now. I know something because, I saw it on YouTube. I saw it on Twitch. I saw it on, Rumble or Patreon or whatever. I saw it on the internet. I saw it on television. I heard about it on the radio. I read it in a book. Man, shut up. Just shut the hell up. Thinking you know something just because you heard it, saw it, touched it, felt it, whatever. Think of this. Think of a blind test, and someone gives you something on a plate, and you think you know what it is just by feeling it, and then you pull out that blind, and it's like, holy shit, that's not what it was. But you were all, oh, I know what this is. Yeah, this is what it is. And then that blindfold comes off, and it's like, holy shit. Ha, you don't know shit. You don't know what that is. The person walks in and gets you. And then we're gonna, we're gonna go here. We are going to go here. So like, I clicked on one video on my way to the office. I've seen videos like these before, and it's like, what the heck? Like, what are you trying to prove here? What are you trying to get? Like, that doesn't do shit to me. Cool, you look at a woman. Cool, a woman watches a video of a man pumping iron. Cool, whatever. Whatever the video may be. Just to pleasure yourself. Just to, get your little tingly feelers tingling. Doesn't do shit to me. Cool. You watch that, or you watch porn, or you watch some movie, made in Hollywood that has all this, I don't know, whatever, with women or men, whatever. It could be an action film. It could be a comedy. It could be like, what the heck are you doing? Seriously. Like, what the heck are you doing? Like, first of all, females, you need to shut the hell up. You just need to shut the hell up. Just stop talking so much. If this was the 1800s, women wouldn't be talking that much. They'd be actually doing dishes, taking care of the house, making sure the kids are well educated, well groomed. You can watch that stuff. That stuff exists. There's videos about it from the 50s, 60s, 40s, 70s, even today. There's people that teach you how to be proper, how to, do things. But what do you watch? You watch videos like what I just showed you. You watch these type of videos. Whoa. Seriously? I like mountain bikes. I have a mountain bike. Nice, awesome. I think it's a great fitness, a tool. But like, sure, I watch mountain bike videos because I'm in the mountain biking world. But I don't watch it like watching, it's I actually learn something from it. Like, I learn how to change a tire, how to change a chain. I learn how to, become a better mountain biker, how to be a good climber, be a good descender. I learn about the parts. I learn, what's going on with the companies, and stuff. But like, there's a lot of you that just watch mindless content. There's a lot of mountain bike videos that are just, they're just there just for your entertainment. It's mindless content. It doesn't teach you anything. It rots your brain. I love the internet. I love books. I love television. I love that stuff. I love it because you can actually teach people, because it can be a tool of education, because we can expose the world for what it is through these means. But no one, and when I say no one, I mean there's a big portion of the population that's not doing that. Look at this stupid video. This is stupid. Stupid and retarded.
All right, watch me smash this challenge 2 times over in one sitting.
That's stupid and retarded. I seriously, like, yes, I love food. I'm not saying don't watch food videos. You can watch food videos. But watch food videos to learn how to cook if you're a female. Learn how to cook so you can cook for your husband and your kids. Not sit there and watch videos like that. Oh, what? I'm gonna watch someone eat a big Slurpee, drink a big Slurpee, eat a big hamburger, a whole thing of shrimp. Like, that's stupid, mindless content. Watching people eat is stupid. You must have some serious issues, in your midsection. You must be fat. You must have some weight gain issues. Like the majority of this planet does. Fucking ridiculous. Get the fuck out of here. Go to Mars. A lot of us don't want you on here. Go. Elon Musk has a program where he wants to send people to Mars. So go ask him. He's going. And tell him to stay out there. Like, damn, seriously. Look at this guy. His channel's not getting that many views. That's because I just don't post that much. There's channels that I watch that don't post that much, but they get a lot of followers because they be telling the truth. They be going all in. Their content is great. And there are people who post all this bullshit and they get a lot of views too, but that's because their viewers are the ones that have the rotted brains, the ones that are, retarded, stupid. Their brains have been rotten for a long time. So they get those kind of viewers. They don't get me. Sure. Like I said, I've seen these videos before. Sure. Even in the last few days, I've seen videos like these. But see, I watch it as like, look how stupid this video is. Look at this stupidity. Look at the retardedness of this video. But I don't sit there on a daily basis purposely going on the internet looking for this shit. I don't look for this shit. My eyes, my brain, my soul does not gravitate toward this shit. This black guru guy, I gravitate towards this, yes, because he talks about cars, but he's educational. He be telling you the most brutal 1000 HP S6 you'll ever see. He tells you about it. It's educational. He tells you what turbo he put in there, what suspension and all that. Because maybe one day you want to build an S6. So he be telling you, he's going to tell you how to do that. I watch people like Days of Noah because he gives educational content. And there's stuff that I don't know that he knows. He doesn't know everything, but there's things that he knows that I don't know, so I educate myself. But there's those of you who just, it's like a kid watching cartoons. Cartoons don't educate your kids. Cartoons make your kids dumb. And I'm not saying your kid shouldn't watch cartoons. As a child, a kid should have fun. But he shouldn't learn, like there's nothing to learn from a cartoon. Yeah, people be saying, what about Sesame Street? What about these cartoons that teach you ABCs and your 1, 2, 3s? Really? Really? Really now? Are we going to go there? Man, your kid ain't learning shit. If he isn't told the truth. If he is not told the truth, the absolute truth of the universe, of everything, if that's not the case, he ain't learning. He ain't learning. And I'm not talking about, a kid who his dad owns a mechanic shop and his dad teaching him how to, put together a K20 or an LS engine. I'm not talking about that. He's learning. He's learning how to build an engine, how to put a turbo on an engine, how to, change the air filter, how to change the oil. He's learning. That's actually healthy. That's great. Because then he'll learn to work on cars and he might open up his own shop and start servicing people. But if he's sitting there watching TV, I don't care if it's 1, 2, 3 ABCs. He ain't learning shit. Your parents can teach you 1, 2, 3 ABCs. If they learn that. If your parents don't have rotten brains. Because there's a lot of parents out there that have rotten brains. They don't know shit. I mean, they know what they know. Like, oh, I'm an accountant. Okay, that's my profession. That's what I do. I know how to be an accountant. I know accounting. But if that's all they know, that's all they know. They can learn everything else. It's not like people can't learn. They just choose not to learn everything else. They make that choice. Everything is based off a choice, whether you want to or not. Like, I'll say this. I wanted to do something with someone because I thought it would be a fun thing to do. And also, I thought, hey, maybe we can make money together. Maybe we could change a certain section of the world. We can't change the whole world, but maybe within our own community, we can change something. Like, for instance, instead of having people go to the grocery store and buy in their groceries, maybe we could have them support local farmers and go to the farmers market, where they don't spray pesticides and herbicides and they don't give their animals all these antibiotics and, drugs. So I started looking around and, and I found someone and I was like, all right, let's see what I can do. Let's see what he can do. Let's see. There's going to be ups and downs. Okay, there's more downs than ups at first. And I can live with that. That's my fault. That ain't the fault of anybody else but me. I take full responsibility for my own actions. I'm accountable for my own shit. You got to take accountability for your own actions. Today, not a lot of people take accountability for their own actions. They don't own up to it. And a lot of people, when someone gives it to them raw, like when they're doing something with someone else or a bunch of people and the other people start, giving them a dose of reality, man, they can't take that. They don't toughen up and be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm accountable for what I did. Yeah, it's my fault. No, they, man, I tell you, they shrivel up and die on the outside and on the inside. And the other people, they just be like, man, get the fuck out of here. You a weak piece of shit. I don't even want to see you around. And if I see you around town, man, you better be 5 feet that way. Don't even, you could say, have a nice day. That's it. Be on your merry way. And there might be some people who might be, not like that. And they might be like, you know what? I see your weak side, but I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna make sure that you become the best version of yourself. I'm going to open up that box. But there are those people that will give it to you raw. And they will tell you, get the fuck out of here. They don't want to see crybabies. They don't want to be around them. They'll tell you to stay at home. For me, it's depending on the situation and the person. I might tell you, get the fuck out of here. Or I might tell you, you know what? Let's work on it. Let's continue on. But there are some people who are just one way or the other. And you got to take it as that. Doesn't matter if you like it or not. They don't give a shit. They got their own lives. They don't need to be waiting around on you. So, literally, you got to take accountability for your own actions. You got to be able to tell yourself, man, I fucked up bad. Man, what I did was really bad, and I need to not do that again. I need to learn from this. If you don't learn from it, if you don't learn from your own mistakes, at least to me, you ain't no one. And when I say to me, I mean me and other people that are like me, that have that same view. We like, if you don't learn from your mistakes, man, you just a nutcase. You just one bad nut out of the whole bunch. I mean, we're all nuts, but there's good nuts and there's bad nuts. And you're just the bad one. You just choose not to learn from your mistakes for no reason at all, because you can't make excuses. There should be no excuse why you can't change. Well, I came from poverty. Well, I have, no excuse. No damn excuse in the world. Because there's a guy, you can look this up on YouTube, who literally, he is in a wheelchair and he'll never be able to skateboard in his life. But you know what he did? I can't remember if it was a famous skateboarder or a famous BMX rider, but this guy with the wheelchair got launched down his ramp, flew off, landed on the other side. He's in a wheelchair, paralyzed for life, doesn't have any of his legs. All he has is his arms. Put on that helmet and he went. He made no excuses. He said, I'm going to do it. He did it. End of story. I can't remember if he was like that from birth or if something, or if there was an accident, but literally, he just did it. I mean, of course, he said he was going to do it and then he did it, but he did it. And he did it like 3 times or whatever. Probably still does it. So there should be no excuses. Because humans can do all things possible if you so choose. And just remember to have accountability. And take responsibility. Take some responsibility in life. Whether you're a man or a woman, male or female, take responsibility. Have accountability. Like, seriously, it's fucking ridiculous how the world is today. And we can all come together and help each other out if we so choose. If we so choose. Don't let all the different religions, all the different health things, don't let all the different governments, divide you. Because there is a divide and conquer strategy that is real, that is out there, that is trying to destroy humanity, trying to bring forth the singularity. You need to stop that. You need to get right with your fellow human being and say, hey, look, we need to take accountability for our actions and we need to be responsible and we need to do the right thing. And what right thing is that? I can give you a bunch of different right things to do. If you see someone in your neighborhood that needs help with something, go help them out. If and neighborhood meaning, in this world, and also meaning in your neighborhood. Like if your next door neighbor needs help with something, go help them out. Or, if there's a farmer who is at the farmer's market and they're, selling meat, it's from their own cows, help him out by buying his meat or by, selling his meat with them, or maybe if he doesn't have a website, tell him, hey, I'll create a website for you and you can make more money, that way. Set up videos. I don't know, do something. You got to have accountability for your actions. The fact or condition of being accountable. Responsibility. Their lack of accountability has corroded public respect. An acceptance of responsibility for honest and ethical conduct towards others. I mean, it says it right here. And, there's a lot of you who will be like, oh, you believe that? You believe that's what it says? Then go get a book. Go get a dictionary that has the word accountability in it. Go talk to someone who knows about words and dictionaries and all that if you don't believe this. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of shit on the internet that is bogus, fake, false. The internet is not the end-all be-all, nor is a book, nor is a human being, nor is the radio, television, magazine, or a hieroglyph on a wall, or some document paper on a white sheet of paper, red, whatever, white, black, blue, yellow. The term accountability refers to the acceptance of responsibility for honest and ethical conduct towards others. In the corporate world, a company's accountability extends to the shareholders, employees, and the wider community in which it operates. In a wider sense, accountability implies a willingness to be judged on performance. Simple as that. It's right there. So be accountable for your actions. Be accountable for your life. Hold yourself accountable. If you screwed up, acknowledge it. Don't sit there and pout and shout and be like, well, it was your fault. Well. No, it was all you. You did it. You said it. It's all you. It ain't nobody else. It ain't nobody else but you. And if you're helping someone out, do the best you can and do better. What I mean by do the best you can is come with what you know, come with what you already have developed yourself, and then build from there by learning from them and learning from others. But don't come acting like I know everything, because I do the same thing. A lot of us do the same thing. Don't come acting like you know everything. Don't come like I'm big, rough, and tough. Nobody on this planet is big, rough, and tough. I don't care who you are, what you are. Nobody's big, rough, and tough. Nobody is bigger, nobody is rougher, and nobody is tougher than another person. You can be just as, but you can't be more. Oh, I'm a better doctor than you are. Nah, you just what makes you a better doctor than the other person? Y'all went to school to be a doctor. Y'all got your doctorate degree to be a doctor, hand out medicine. Well, why are you better than the other person? They could be just as good as you if they just train, if they just learn it. We all can. We all been tricked into thinking that we all can't. That we all can't be, all equal. All, that we all can't be, good. Oh, well, I'm never going to be as good as Michael Jordan. You didn't even try. You didn't even take that step. All you did was shoot one hoop and said, man, I ain't going to be, great like Michael Jordan or better than him. Yeah, if you take one hoop, yeah, of course. If you take one shot and you miss that one shot, of course you're going to say that. But if you continue on to take those shots and get to a level where you can slam dunk, you can make every shot, you can make your team win every game, every championship, man, you Michael Jordan. You're not Michael Jordan himself, but you are a Michael Jordan. You are a Jason Kidd, to name another basketball player. You can become whatever you want to, as long as you try and try and just keep going at it. Don't ever stop. You fail, you keep going. You get yourself up. Don't sit down and be like, yeah, well, I'm done. I might as well slash my wrist, slash my throat, and be done with it. No, you don't give up. Man, I'm just going to quit this and go do the next thing, and hopefully I make it in this. Oh, I didn't make it in this, so I'm done with that. You know why that happens? You know why that is happening? Because the school system has taught you, oh, well, and Woodward TV actually explained this. Woodward TV went into depth about the whole school system and why human beings, ever since at least the modern day school system has been invented, why we keep trying different things. Because the school system teaches you that. That's the way you're taught. You're taught to do multiple things. They don't have you focus in one area. Sure, you get to a college and you're like, I want to become a neuroscientist. So you go to school to become a neuroscientist and you focus in that one area. But still, even when you reach college, you take a bunch of classes. You don't take just one class. See, what I love about the world today is you can focus on yourself. You can just focus on one thing because of the internet, because of the books, because of television, because of the radio. You don't need, because you can create your own school at home by basically, and you can create your own school at home by basically going on the internet and learning that one subject. You can learn how to paint on the internet and just be focused on painting. Just watch painting videos, go to painting forums, go to painting websites, buy painting supplies, and you'll become the greatest. You'll become a great painter. You'll become Pablo Picasso. If you so choose to. If you so choose to, you will literally become a great person. If you so choose to be great. If you don't choose to be great, then you won't be a great person at all. Then you'll just be where you're at. You'll be, whether you're at square one or square 10, you'll just be right there and you won't go past whatever square you're in now. And you will have made yourself stuck. Another human being can't make you stuck. Okay, yes, they can, they can put some sticky stuff right in front of where you walk and you step into it and you're stuck. Okay? But you know what I'm talking about. So have some accountability in your life. Seriously, it's getting ridiculous. And take responsibility. Take full responsibility for your actions. Okay? Responsibility, the state or fact of having a duty to deal with, or something, or the state or fact of having a duty to deal with something, or of having control over someone. A true leader takes responsibility for their team and helps them achieve goals. The state or fact of being accountable to blame for something. The group has claimed responsibility for the string of murders. The opportunity or ability to act independently and make decisions without authorization. We would expect individuals lower down the organization to take more responsibility. Right there. Right here. You don't believe this? Go get a real dictionary. For those of you who are all about books, and I'm sure you'll find the same shit. And it's a noun. Just for all you people who like nouns, this and that. And there's more definitions. A thing that is required to do as a part of a job, role, or legal obligation. He will take over the responsibilities of overseas director, a moral obligation to behave correctly towards or in respect of. Individuals have a responsibility to control personal behavior. Control your behavior. Control yourself. I'm a person who champions self-control. I don't champion, that you control other people in an evil way. Like you tell them what to do, like you control them like they're a robot. But control yourself. Have self-control. Take responsibility for your actions. Because if you don't, you're going to be a mess. Your life is going to be ruined. And a lot of people will say, oh, if you don't take control of yourself, then someone else will take control of you. That's only if you let them. That's only if you let them. It just doesn't happen. It's not that, that just happens because you didn't take control of yourself. If you let it happen, then they're going to control you. If you let someone control you, they're going to control you. If you don't let it happen, then they're not going to control you. And if you don't let that happen and you don't control yourself, man, that's going to be one big mess. Because then no one is going to control anything, and you're not going to control anything. That's a tornado that just goes left, right, up and down, all around. So take responsibility for everything in life, for your own shit, and have some accountability. Not for starters, just do it. Not for, just for starting, just to start somewhere in life. No, just do it. Like seriously, because if not, man, consequences are gonna come. Whether the consequences are gonna come in your life. That you never even gonna that you're gonna be like, I never thought these would come. Whether you like them or not, also they're just gonna happen. And all you're gonna say is, oh shit. Oh shit. If you learn from your mistakes, great. If you don't, that's not great. But seriously, like you have to have responsibility and accountability in your life. Those are not the two most things you have to have. Those are just some of the many things you have to have in your life. Some of all things. Not even many. All. Let me see if I can grab a book real quick. I'll put it up on the screen here so you can see what book I'm talking about. Because I read this book through and through. Well, here, let me see if this that's okay. Hold on a minute. Okay. Oh. So this is the book. Uh, well, hold on. Uh, Damn it. Oh wow. Hold on. Well, there's not 29 pages, but uh, uh, okay. Well, this is the book I have. Okay, right here. This is the book that I have. Okay. And as you can see here, from altruism and utilitarianism to bioethics, political ethics, and exploration of the concepts of right and wrong. Okay, it's just a simple, easy book. It's a simple, easy crash course. The other book I have is Philosophy 101. There's like a lot of these 101 books, and I think they're great for understanding the basics, and then you can really get in depth into some of these things like altruism, utilitarianism, bioethics. And there's a lot of philosophy in here, and a lot of people will say, well, philosophy doesn't get you anywhere. Philosophy is bullshit. Philosophy is basically, it doesn't make you money, this and that. I mean, still, there's a lot of things that, you know, we should read about because it actually applies to the real world, because it comes from real world people. It doesn't come from fake, phony, bullshitters who are just out there just trying to make a quick buck, and they're selling you on something that has no merit, no value. And they're out there peddling all this bullshit, that's not even true. They're just duping you. They're just evil spirits, evil demons, just out to suck your blood. These are from people who are famous people on this planet. And a lot of you people are going to say, well, the history's wrong, history's been tweaked and all that. Yeah, I know that. I don't know all of what's been tweaked, but I know certain things. I'm going to keep this up on the page. So for those of you looking for like just a quick 101 crash course on ethics, just go get this book. Just because I have it, I recommend it. I don't think there's any wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with the book. I think it's just fine. Even a 5-year-old child can read this and understand it. Oh, a 5-year-old child doesn't understand. Look, I'm going to say something here. Okay? I did some things in elementary school, and they thought, oh, he's 10 years old. He doesn't understand what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing. Are you kidding me? I knew exactly what I was doing. I understood exactly what I was doing. I'm just not going to tell you I understand and I know. I don't have to. You should be able to read that yourself. But if you can't read that yourself, man, you can't read people at all. And don't come to me. Don't be the person who comes to me and says, I can read people. I can read people real well. Hold on a minute, guys. I'm looking for a power cord here. Like, seriously, don't come to me and say, I can read people, and then I go do something, and you're like, huh? Man, you can read me for shit. Oh, I can read people my ass. Those of you who can read people real well, congratulations. More to you. But those of you who say you can, but then, someone goes and does something and you can read that person for shit, man, just don't even start. Don't please don't. Please don't. Just say I can't read people. Just say, you know what? I was wrong. I can't read anyone. Because you didn't even read that person. You didn't read that person. You didn't understand shit. But this is the book that I read. I read it in I think 1 week. I was hammering on this book. I actually got this book for a friend of mine when I worked at the gas station because I asked her if she liked to read. And I basically said, okay, alrighty. And Christmas was coming up, so I bought her 2 books. And then she said she read the books, right? And then she basically gave them back to me with some other presents. And I was like, okay. And so then I started to read the books. I mean, I read this one first. I haven't read the other one. I started to read other books though that I have, but I'll get to my philosophy book in a bit. And I'm not diving into philosophy 100%. I'm not going to be a person who's going to, just be a philosophical person and that's it. I just am reading these books to gain an understanding into philosophy. So when someone brings it up, I have a understanding of it and I can talk a little bit about it. I'm not going to, sure, I could be a person who sits under a tree and thinks all day and reads all these books and all this shit. Yeah, fine. I have no problem with that. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going, and I'll get deep into it. I'm not going to stay at the surface level stuff. But I'm just diving into it just to, have a little bit in my mind. So if someone brings it up, if someone's going to argue, someone's going to have a conversation about it, I can talk about a little bit of it. And not just come in there and be like, huh? But ethics is very important. It's very important. I know a lot of you don't think this is important because you think OnlyFans is important. You think that cat videos are important. You think that eating salad is important. Playing your video games. Going to your 9-to-5 job, taking care of your kids. That is important to a degree. But to what degree? The degree of ethics, the degree of right and wrong, the degree, there's lots of things that are more important than other things. The things in the first box or second box are more important than the other things The things in this box are more important than the things in the other box. We'll just put it that way. And a lot of you are going to argue that. You're going to say, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about, boy. You think you know everything. I don't know shit. I only know what I know. I don't know everything. I'm not a know-it-all. You can say all you want to. You can say, he thinks he knows everything. When I don't. And just because I read a book called Ethics doesn't mean I know anything about ethics. That doesn't mean I know much at all. I just read a book. I know what the book has taught me. That's about it. Other than that, I don't have a book on altruism. I don't have a book on bioethics or concepts of right and wrong. I just have this book. I can get books on political ethics, altruism, utilitarianism, hedonism, morality. I can get those books. I can start learning a certain subject. Like before I start reading from the book, let's do this. Whatever. Fuck ebooks. But let's do this. Okay? I can start learning about altruism. I can start going online and, learning about altruism, getting a whole bunch of books on it, reading about it. I can do that. This book has a little bit in here. And I know there's a lot of you that will say, well, reading books, that doesn't mean you know shit. It doesn't mean anything. And I say that too. But it can give you some useful information. It's just a tool for useful information. It's just a tool for learning. But it can also be used as a tool for rotting your brain, just sitting there, because there's people who just buy books and all they do is just use it as a form of entertainment, and they just rot their brain and they haven't learned anything from any book. Doesn't matter if it's a manga book, if it's a book on ethics, a book on cooking, medical. It doesn't matter. Child's book, whatever. They use books in the same way they books to them are like cartoons, are like video games, are like watching cat videos, going to their 9-to-5 job, just stuff, just they use it to rot their brain. They don't use it to learn something, to gain something from it. They just go on a spending spree of books just because I gotta have all these books and just read them as entertainment. It's just fun for me. Ha 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 ha. I'm not against fun and entertainment. I think people should do that. I think people should go out and have fun. Just don't do evil things. Don't do things that are negative, that are bad. But go out and have fun. Have laughter. It's healthy for you. But please, just don't rot your brain. If you rot your brain, that's where, you're going to have problems. That's where the world is going to just fall. We tend to blame, we tend to blame all the world's problems on what's it called? on like the things we have created, but we never blame ourselves. I mean, a majority of the planet doesn't blame themselves. They blame, oh, it was the tree. Oh, it was because the tree fell. Oh, it was because the dog or my car or the book. Because that book, made me do it. No, you did that yourself. The book doesn't make you do shit. The book's not alive. The book, no. Dog doesn't make you the tree. No, you did that yourself. So you only have yourself to blame. It's that you don't want to blame yourself. You want to be like, I'm the one who's perfect, but the tree's not perfect. The book is not perfect. The dog, the car, they're not perfect, but I'm perfect. I'm flawless. There's nothing wrong with me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Like, what's that hip hop song? She called me on the counter. It wasn't me. Called me in the bathroom. It wasn't me. Like, seriously, or however it goes. Like, I seriously, like, I just. Let's see here. Chapter 1, Ethics and the Ancient Greek Philosophers. And I know everybody talks about the Greek philosophers and all that, but there's philosophers before the Greeks. There were humans before the Greek Empire even ever existed. There weren't just Greek philosophers, there were philosophers from Africa that came way before the Greeks. Philosophers in China that came way before the Greeks. Philosophers in India, philosophers in Mesopotamia, philosophers elsewhere. And there were philosophers that came before the African ones and the Chinese ones. There's always somebody before, the next. Always. Until you get to the beginning. Until you get to the starting point. There's a starting point, and then there's everybody else after the starting point. There's that one starting person, that starter seed, and then there's the branches. It doesn't go branches and then starter seed. It doesn't. First you got the seed, then you have the stem, then you have the branches. You got the seed, the roots, then the stem, then the branches. It's not that you have the top first, and then the branches, and then the root, and then the seed. Unless you live in a fantasy land. Unless it's a fantasy land, that's not how it goes in the real world. Planet Earth, Mars, the universe, the outer universe. Philosophy versus moral philosophy. I'm just going to read you, I'll read you the introduction, and then I will just read you a few pages. Like maybe 1 page, 2, I don't know. Whatever I feel like. Ethics, also called moral philosophy, is the division of philosophy concerned with how a person should behave in a matter that is considered morally correct or good. It sounds like a simple idea, how to be good and why it is important to be good. but it's a concept that has fascinated and agonized moral philosophers for more than 2,000 years. Yeah, more than 10,000 years. Ethics means trying to figure out why one should behave morally, as well as understanding the motivating factors for the behavior. It also examines what exactly makes something good or bad. For example, is the sense of good or bad something that is the sense of good or bad something that's naturally inside of us, or is that sense placed there by divine being? Do we follow a moral code? Do we act morally because it is often in our self-interest to do so? Is ethical behavior all about the nature of the consequences of our actions? Ethics are arguably the one type of philosophy that is readily applicable in daily life. Philosophy asks big questions like, is God real? Or why are we here? But those big questions don't directly address how to live one's life. Ethics is the missing step between addressing the infiniteness of the universe and the recoiling it with the daily existence of life on earth. If philosophy encourages moral behavior by asking the big why questions, when ethics and exploration of the moral behavior, and that seeks to formulate concrete what and how answers to questions that philosophy poses. Ethics can and should be applied to regular life. You can tailor ethics to fit your life, and you can use ethics to make decisions and take actions that are morally right in fields such as medicine, business, and other disciplines. The use of ethics also brings up another ethical conundrum. Why is it important to consider why a person should act in a certain way? Should act a certain way. The answer lies in the concept of happiness. Simply stated, happiness is an outgrowth of ethics, but is one's own happiness or the happiness of others. Whether you are a philosopher at heart or just interested in discovering why some things are good and some are bad, Ethics 101 has you covered. Let's delve into the fascinating and thought-provoking realm of ethics. That's just the beginning. So, like, good or bad? We can start there. What defines good or bad? Everybody has their own definition of good or bad. Ethics and the Ancient Greek Philosophers. Chapter 1. Let's skip that, but let's get let's see. Let me get to an actual page of something. Morality. So this one is ethics versus morality. Morality is about the good-bad duality. In a general sense, morality refers to a code of rules in which actions are judged against how they stack up to shared values. Some things are right, while others are wrong. Ethics, meanwhile, refers to the rules that form those moral codes, and that also comes from those moral codes. Okay? So ethics versus morality. So good or bad? We'll talk about this for a while. How do you define good or bad? Because to each their own, right? To each their own. Because first of all, there's this, okay? And you can't deny this. You can't not agree with this. I mean, you can if you so choose to, but what I mean by this is this, okay? What I mean by you cannot agree with it is that, like deep down inside of you, there's going to be some level of you that's going to say, yeah, you right. Yeah, you right. Like, yeah, I can't argue that. I believe the same thing. There's going to be some level of you deep down inside. So, like what do you define as good or bad? Well, to each their own, right? Because someone who, let's say, let's use this as an example. You basically have a city, right? A town or village, whatever. You have a place where a certain number of people live. A population lives there. And the population, the humans that live there, they're hungry. They're starving. And there's someone there that is making rice. And I'm using this because this is actually in a movie. This is actually in a movie with Jackie Chan. Okay? And the people are not getting the rice. The people who make the rice, the people in charge of handing out the rice, they're not giving it to the people. They're eating it themselves. And so you have one person out of that community who goes and steals what we so-called steal. They go and steal the bag of rice, bring it back to the people, and feed them. Now, I said so-called stealing or so-called taking. They don't go pay for it. They don't wait for the person to give it to them. They just take it themselves. There are those of you who are going to say, that was wrong. That was evil. That was bad. And there are those of you that are going to say, no, that was the right thing to do. That was good. That was moral. That wasn't unjust. So you see where I'm headed with it? There's two sides. There's the side that says it's bad, and there's a side that says it's good. So which is it? Because the bad side will say, well, that was immoral. That was not right to do because he stole. That's evil. Stealing is evil because he went against the law. He went against the code of the universe or of that community. But there are those of you who are going to say, well, that's right because, first of all, he's providing for his people. He's being a provider. He went and got the food for his people so they wouldn't starve anymore because the person who's supposed to be giving out the food isn't doing their job. They're keeping it for themselves. They're eating it themselves instead of helping others. They're not helping others. What did it say in this book? What did didn't it say something about helping others? Behaving morally? And as you can see right from the cover here on the screen, it says in hedonism, pleasure is the only thing intrinsically valuable to a person at all times, and pain is the only thing that is intrinsically not valuable to an individual. So, some of you might say, oh, he did it for his own pleasures. That's why it's evil. That's why it's wrong, because, he just went to steal all that rice, take it for his own pleasures. And there are some of you who are like, no, he didn't do it for his own pleasures. He did it for the community. He did it to help people out. So which is it? Which is it? A lot of you will say it's neither or. Well, okay, it might make sense to some people. To some people, they might say that doesn't make sense. But literally, which is it? Is it bad? Or is it good? Is him stealing rice? Is him taking the rice? Whatever you want to, say he did, is it bad or good? If, to me, that's a good thing that he provided for his people, because the other person doesn't do his job. Because if that other person is not providing the rice for the community, someone else is going to have to do that job, no matter how they do it. Whether they go take the rice or they go pay for it, someone else is going to have to do what the other person is supposed to be doing. And what that means is the other person, they are all about their own pleasures. They're not about everybody else. They're pleasuring themselves with the rice. They're the ones that are all about pleasure. I'm just here to pleasure myself. I'm just here to, all this is for myself. But they tell you, oh, the rice is for everyone. I'm going to support this community. And then they don't. And the community is the one growing the rice, and he's the one collecting it, but he doesn't give it back to the community. So someone within the community has to go there and take the rice and feed their people. And be like, man, get the fuck out of here. And of course, what happens? The person who hoards all the rice, who has all the rice, who's not giving, the population the rice, not giving them food, what they do? Hey, guards, over here, he's stealing. He's doing something bad. When they're doing a bad thing, they ain't providing for the people. That's bad. Because if he doesn't feed the people, they won't be able to work. But see, he doesn't care about that. He just wants it all for himself. He doesn't give a shit. Just like the people today, the people who run this planet, all humans who run this planet. There's a big majority of you who just don't care about the rest of us. And actually, you want us to die off, and of course, that if we die off, you ain't going to have shit. So that's why you're coming up with all this robotic AI shit, because you're like, well, we solved the problem. All this robotic AI shit will sustain us. That's not going to sustain you at all, because who's going to be running that AI shit? Humans. And if you kill us all off, that shit won't be run by anything. What, you're going to run it yourselves? So there's just going to be 3 of you sitting in a room, 3 humans left, with 3 AI left? Is it the sense of good or bad something that is naturally inside of us, or is that sense placed there by a divine being? Is good or bad placed in us? No. It's already there. You just choose. It's just a choice. You make the choice of good or the choice of bad. It's not in us. You're not born good or bad. You choose that along the way. It's a choice. It's already there. It's already been placed by a divine being. You just have to choose whichever one. You just have to choose one or the other. It's not in us. It's not like, oh, I'm going to make that human a bad one. I'm going to make that one a good one. I'm going to put it in you from the start. Nope, that's not what it is. And I know a lot of you are going to argue that. A lot of you are going to say, no, that is what it is. You don't know what you're talking about. When seriously, like yes, there are a lot of things where I don't know what I'm talking about. There are a lot of things I don't know, and I just don't talk about those things. When I research them, okay, I talk a little bit about them. With little research I've done about them. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And if I'm right, I'm right. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And so literally, like, good or bad is not placed in us. We choose to be good. We choose to be bad. You can choose to stop smoking a cigarette, or you can choose to continue to smoke a cigarette. So you can choose to be bad, or you can choose to be good. And a lot of you, like let's go back to the rice story. Like, a lot of you will say, well, he chose to be bad by stealing the rice, not paying for it. Okay, so let's do that whole scenario again, but no one does anything about it, and the people just die. The person, the king or queen, whatever you want to call them, I don't know, just landlord, I don't know, just the other person didn't provide for the people, didn't feed them the rice that they cultivated, let them die. Then what? Huh? Then what? Well, see, that person is bad. To me, that person is bad. They did an evil thing. And what is the consequence? Well, now the consequence is he eats all his rice, there's no more rice left, and then he dies because he has no more workers, because they all died. And so that was a bad thing. And many bad things came out of that. One of them being he died because that was the end of the rice, because of no more workers. And so the first scenario, where the person comes and takes the rice and feeds the people because the higher up is not feeding them, that's not a bad thing. He's doing something for the people. He's doing the right thing. He's doing what the other person should be doing. He's taking responsibility. He is taking full responsibility. He is taking full action. He's not sitting there talking, because he went there and did that. All the rest of the people are just talking. We're not being fed. We're not being fed. But he was like, fuck it. And he just goes and takes the rice, brings it back to the people, and feeds them. He doesn't talk. Maybe he'll say, hey, I'm going to feed you, but that's about it. And then he goes and actually, takes the rice and feeds them. Okay, the guards come. Call the police. Call the, whatever. Gets arrested. He goes up there. Yeah, I take full responsibility. I'm accountable for my actions. But you know what? You ain't doing shit. So I had to do something. We're over here dying. And that person just goes, well, I don't give a shit. Well, you're getting arrested. You just did an evil thing. That was just bad. You went against the law. Just because they want to keep the shit going. They want to keep that evil circle going, where he gets all the rice and the rest of the population doesn't get anything, and they just keep cultivating the rice, not eating, and they just keep dying off. I'm dead serious, and that's the world we live in today. That's the world we live in today. That's the world we've always lived in. is where you have, groups of people that don't give a shit about you, and they just keep sucking off of you. You just keep being producers and not consumers of what you produce, and they are the consumers. And they don't let you have anything that you produce. They don't let you have nada. Nada. Zilch. They don't. They don't let you have zero of it. And then you go die off. And then those of you who try to do something about it, try to change the system, you get arrested for it. You get slandered. You get deleted. And if you speak out about it, same deal. Speaking out about it is like you went and stole the candy in a candy store. Because now, they don't even want you to speak out about it. They just want you to sit there, watch a cat video, and shut the hell up. Not steal, not talk about it. What they so-called stealing. It's like, bro, you gotta feed a family. I mean, health is all you have. Yes, okay, a lot of you say health is wealth. Cool, whatever. But health is all you have. Feed yourself. Any which way you can. If you're someone who doesn't need to be fed, don't go to a grocery store and steal a whole bunch of food. Come on, that's stupid. That's retarded. That's evil. That's dumb. But if you're a person who needs to be fed, you're not getting fed, you're not, you're about to die, and the shit and the system doesn't care about you, then you need to go fix the system. You need to do something so your life continues on, so you don't die from starvation. Because when the tough gets going, man. Because with what's coming on this planet, there's going to be a lot of you who are going to do things that you're going to be like, that before you were like, that's evil, that's a sin, that's not cool, that's bad. And you're going to do them because you're going to need to do them. Because certain individuals of this system aren't doing it. They ain't providing for you. So you're going to need to find your own way to provide for yourself. That's why people should not depend on any system and depend on any other human being at all for anything. Depend on yourself. Provide for yourself. Don't be waiting around. Sure, we should all socialize. We should all get together. We should all, do things together. Make the world a better place. But seriously, but seriously, don't solely depend on the system that humans have created, that we have created, and don't solely depend on someone else. Don't use someone else as a 24/7 crutch. Stand up on your own 2 feet. Or if you're in a wheelchair, just stand up on your own 2 wheels, whatever, and get going. I'm serious. Get going. Start learning some things. Start learning to provide for yourself. Oh, how can you talk about this when you ain't doing it yourself? This and that. What do you think? I don't brush my own teeth? I don't put myself to bed? I don't change my own clothes? I don't put on my own clothes? I didn't set up my own YouTube podcast thing? Huh? It's not just, oh, you're 18, so you got to go provide for yourself. You got to go get your own job. get your own house, have your own kids, have your own wife. No, it includes everything on this damn planet. I'm sick and tired of the people who they just say, no, it's only this, only this, only this. When it's not only this, it's only everything. And it's not just only, it's all things, everything. I mean, people want to start roasting. Let's start roasting. Let's be real. Let's not censor ourselves. Let's actually be real. I know this is what roasting, looks like, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about this type of roasting. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This type of roasting, to roast someone. How to roast someone who is being rude. That type of stuff. How to be good at roasting people, part 1, comebacks. You're like a software update. Every time I see you, I immediately think, not now. Oh, boy, that's... Okay. That's funny. That's real funny. But seriously, roses are red, monsters are green. Look in the mirror, you'll see what I mean. You should carry a plant around with you to replace the oxygen you waste. See, I get a good laughter sometimes. The shit I find funny, you might not find funny, but I don't give a shit. Like, man, they got roasted so hard. That's funny. But seriously, that's what I mean by roasting. And I just showed you the picture of roast of like the meat roasting, because yeah, I mean, there's also a thing like people sometimes say, "Oh, we be cooking in here. We're gonna be roasting. I'm going all in. I'm gonna start roasting your ass like I roasted chicken." I'm gonna put some grill marks on all y'all ass. And then let me put this out there. I kind of did this, did this live stream tonight because I've been fed up with some shit, my own shit. Because I got taught some shit, some real shit, and it's been opening me up. It's been opening me up. I mean, not just parents, not just aunts and uncles, friends, but everybody. You live and you learn. If you live it, but and you didn't learn from what you lived, if you didn't learn from your mistakes, man, I don't know. You need to fix that. You need to sort that out. When people say they want to, make me into a better person, all right. All right. I mean, I wanted to do that my whole life. Sure, there's some instances where that didn't happen because of me and because of outside forces too that I can control. I can get a hold of those forces if I so choose to. Never say I can't. And don't be like the book, I think I can. Like, no, we can. It's just like, you just got to try and you got to keep going at it and never stop. No matter what comes your way. You see the runners, and they got those hurlers, and they have to jump over every hurler. They ain't stopping at one hurler and saying, "Oh, that's an obstacle. Nope. I can't go past." Nope. You keep jumping over every hurler till you get to the end. And you know, and I mean the end of your goal, the end of your life, your end. Not someone else's end, not the end of the road. You basically passed all the hurlers is what I mean. You got over the hurls. You got over the mountain. You got over the valley. Got over. You're done. And now you just smooth sailing. And I'm not roasting people in a bad way. I'm just telling it like it is. I mean, this is a good book to read. It'll teach you a lot of things. Sure, maybe this book is telling you the truth. Maybe it's not. But like morals and morality, come on, that's just common sense stuff. Concepts of right and wrong. And today, wrong has become right and right has become wrong. Let's just put that out there. Right has become wrong and wrong has become right. Like, look at all the people in California that are wreaking havoc across the cities because of a screwed up government. And the government says that's okay. Well, it's $900 or less. Let it be. It's not called stealing. They're just doing work. It's the proper thing to do. It's ethical. It's right. They're having sex with children. That's right. They're transgender. That's right. And all these people are saying that's wrong, and they know it's wrong, and it's morally wrong. And it's been wrong before humans even were ever conceived. They're just getting shut down, arrested, in jail. Even the police officers who are saying it's wrong and they're trying to arrest these people, hey, policemen, you do that, you're fired. There's good cops out there. It's the person, not the job. It's the person. Job is just a title of what they do. That's just a name. It's just, but they're out there to catch the criminals, and they even get shut down. They get fired. And it's like, don't be doing that. But if they're engaged in the same shit the criminals are in, if they're crooked cops, man, it's all okay. Like, we live in a world today where what was once right has now become wrong, no matter where you live on this planet. And what was once wrong, considered to be evil, considered to be bad, is now good, and it's right. And it's not evil. And it's totally ethical. Take, for instance, human cloning. Human genetic cloning. CRISPR. That is A-okay. We are allowing it to happen. I don't care what country, which person is doing that. We have allowed that to happen. And we are saying to ourselves, I mean, not me, but there's a majority of you that are like, that's right. It's right because it's going to increase the population of the planet in ways that we can never imagine. And we don't have to have sex. We don't have to catch diseases. Man, diseases were all created by humans in the first place. In labs. Especially the modern day ones. I would say from 1950 onward. Man, that shit's wrong. You're supposed to You are supposed to create, not a test tube, not some needles, not a scientist working with a computer, typing in some code, and then in the test tube out comes this life form. Human being, whatever. Out of skin tissue, whatever they're using. Man, go get married, go have sex, raise a family, learn your rights and wrongs, teach it to your kids, save this planet. Oh, but that ain't making you money. That ain't, all this philosophy talk, that ain't it. If all you're thinking about is making money, okay, more power to you. Fine. I have no problem with that. But is making you money going to solve problems? Money doesn't solve problems. You can't throw money at a problem and hope it gets solved. Money does not solve problems. I'll tell you what money does do. Tell you what money does do. I mean, to certain people, not to me, because you ain't shutting me up by giving me $1 billion. Come over here and give me $1 billion. You're not shutting me up. You are not shutting me up. But, like, there's people that they pay people. And they're like, all right, will you stop? Will you shut up? They pay people off. But money does not solve a problem. You can't throw money at cancer. You can't throw money at dis-ease. Throwing money at it is not going to make dis-ease go away. First, it starts with your soul, your brain, your heart, all your bodies, your organs, your diet, all that stuff, your environment. Start with the soil that you walk on. You can't just take a briefcase and, see the word dis-ease and throw you can't just, taking a briefcase full of, money and throwing it at the word dis-ease doesn't make it go away. The word is still there. It's still on that piece of paper. What I want you to do is I want you to take a briefcase and I want you to fill it up with, or take a wallet and just fill it up with, a few dollars. And then write the word dis-ease on a piece of paper, throw that wallet or briefcase at the paper and see if the word dis-ease gets wiped off the paper. It doesn't. It's still there. It's still there. A lot of you, you'll be like, oh, I can take an eraser and erase it off. Or, with some editing, I can, look, I threw it at the paper and look, it's gone now. Man, get the fuck out of here. Seriously? Money ain't going to solve your problems. You'll be able to pay bills. You'll be able to buy a house, buy a car, but that ain't going to solve your internal problems. And even your external problems. Like and what I don't mean like you got a loan to pay off. Sure, money will pay off that loan. Like, what's an external problem? Huh? Because internally, we know it's our soul, it's our brain, it's our body. The white blood cells, red blood cells, all that stuff. But what's external? Oh, I got this black spot right here. It's external. It's not internal. It's like right on me. Like okay, like you got let's say, I don't know, you got a spider on you. Oh, here's spider. Here's $1. Would you go away? That spider ain't going away if you give it $1. The spider's gonna be like, what the hell? And it'll just bite you. Continue biting. You got an external problem. You got, something like that. That's not gonna work. That ain't gonna work. It's not how things work in the real world, in reality, in the universe, outer universe. So throwing money at something doesn't make you go away, doesn't solve the problem. So you can forget the whole money thing. Yes, you pay bills with it. Yes, you can fix your car with it. You can buy food with it. Yes. Money ain't going to save the world. There's people throwing billions of dollars, thinking, throwing billions of dollars in the pool, thinking, oh, I'm going to save the world with all this money. And the world ain't saved. Still got people starving. We still, we have epidemic of we have so many epidemics of a lot of things. Women going on OnlyFans and not, becoming mothers and having kids. Men who ain't even acting like men. They're acting like children at whatever age they are. Whether they're 6 years old, 36, or 96. From any generation. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, when are you all going to fucking grow up and start acting like real human beings and actually open up your mind, open up your heart, open up your spirit? When are you going to start doing that? And it's never too late, because every generation, even the generations after Gen Z and Alpha, they can start doing that if they so choose to. When are you going to start choosing to do that? Never? Because you like the pleasures? Because you like all these distractions? Because it's pleasurable? Because of your desires? Then get the hell out of here. Go to the moon. There's a lot of us that don't want you here until you fix yourself. Go to a place where you fix yourself and then come back. Come back. Seriously, come back. Once you fix yourself. Once you're a better person. Because I want to live in a better world. I don't want to live in a shitty world. Nobody does. And not in theory, not in whatever. Nobody wants to live in a shitty world. Happiness comes from within, right? We create our own happiness, all this stuff. But we also do things that make us happy. Positive things. But if we're sitting here just wallowing in the negative, doing negative things, that's not going to bring us happiness. That's not going to bring us anything but negativity and sorrow and sadness. Sure, we learn from it. Great. And I would hope you've learned from it. I hope you learn not to do that ever again. I hope you learn that that was wrong. That was absolutely, actually wrong. So you will not do that ever again. So you will only do the right thing. The absolute right thing. That The actual right thing. Whatever it may be. I'm not going to murder ever again. I know murdering is wrong. I murdered one person, I'm done. I'm just going to now get a 9-to-5 job and have my family, and end of story. Like, seriously. Can we just stop? Can you just stop? One step at a time, though. A lot of us are out here multitasking. We're all doing too many things at once. All of us do it. All of us. We all do too many things at once. We've all chosen to do that. Why? Have you ever asked yourself that question, why? I'm bad at it. I do it. I'm, hold on a minute. I gotta make sure that this. I'm someone who I thought multitasking was, was like a sign of you being a high level person. I was like, shit, multitasking is awesome. But then I started to figure out that multitasking, and I started to figure it out. I started to learn that that's not such a great thing, that you shouldn't be multitasking. You should focus on one thing at a time. But there's people who are like, well, you can't multitask that well, and so I'm going to have you do things one at a time. See, I can multitask. See, that makes me someone. They shouldn't be multitasking either. They should stick to one thing at a time. Sure, it might take some time to do everything, but so what? At least when you're focused on that one thing, you're focused on that one thing, and you do it perfectly. You'll get the job done. You'll get it done right. So we need to stop this multitasking bullshit. Oh, I read 5 books a day, all at once. No, read 1 book a day all at once. I mean, there are those of you who, you'll say, oh, I read, what is it? 5 books all at once, each and every day. Like I'm reading this book, that book, at the same time. No, you should read 1 book at a time. No. So, see, Sakuya. So literally, you should read 1 book at a time, and you should literally, not multitask. Don't read 2 books at a time. Now, sure, if you're reading 1 book, and you're just reading that 1 book, but you grab another book because you're trying to reference, you're trying to. There's a word. There's a section in that book that talks about a certain something, and you have a book on that something that you already read, and you're trying to be like, okay, that's what that means. That's what this book is talking about. Okay, that's fine. Like how we're reading a book and there's a word that we don't know the meaning of it, so we grab a dictionary and we just look at the word in the dictionary just to, see what the definition is, and that's it. That's fine. But if you start reading a book on ethics, and then you start reading a book on philosophy, and then you start reading a book on, I don't know, PlayStation 2, Xbox One, you know what I'm saying? You like, and you're reading, like, let's say on a Saturday in the morning, you're reading the ethics book. So you read 5 pages of that. Then you go to the next book, on the Xbox One, and you're reading 5 pages of that. Then you go to the next book, and it's about cooking, and you're reading 5 pages of that. That's not good. Stick to that. Stick to one of those books, whether it's ethics, Xbox One, or cooking. Same thing with videos. I'm guilty of it. We're all guilty of it. We go around and we can't sit more than 5 seconds watching one video or a movie or whatever. I mean, that's why I don't believe in shorts. We should not be watching shorts. Should not be on TikTok. None of that shit, because that is like you're basically watching a whole bunch of shit at one time when you should be focused on one thing at a time, not focused on billions of things, not scrolling up and down consistently, every second. Go watch long form videos. Go watch Days of Noah, who does 8-hour videos, and sit there and watch it. Don't watch that one. Have music in the background, cooking, reading a book, doing all this shit, or watching his video, then have another video playing and another one. Basically, don't be doing this. Please don't be doing this. Please don't be, having lots of videos play at once. Please don't be this person where you're basically here and you have all this content going all at one time because you're trying to receive everything at once. Please don't be doing that. That's not how you gain knowledge. You doing this and thinking, oh, I'm basically gonna get, all the knowledge all at once. That's not how you do that. You start from page 1 and you finish page 1. Then you go to page 2. Then you go to page 3. But there's a lot of you who freaking, this is exactly what you do. This is exactly what you do. You have a bunch of screens going all at once, watching all this content all at once, thinking, oh, look at that. I know everything now. I know everything. When you don't know shit, you don't know jack shit. What do you know? You haven't learned anything. Seriously. Like, look at this shit. You're just, yeah, because I saw this, I know everything all at once. Your brain can't process that much information all at once. Like, I know there are those of you that are going to say, well, yes, we can. We just haven't reached our potential. Science is only where it's at now, at least the real science, not the bullshit science. Come on, really? Come on, really? Like, yes, but no. Yes, but no. Overconsumption all at once is not good for the brain. It just isn't. Your brain needs time to process things. Your brain has to take its own time to process things. So you need to start with one thing and let it process that. And it processes it, pretty fast. Not in an instant, but it processes it at a good enough speed that you can move on to the next thing fairly quickly. But once you've processed it, you need to sit on it for a while before you move on to the next thing. And a while doesn't mean, I have to sit on it, for 10 years. No, or a year or 6 months or, 1 month. No, you sit on it for like a day or two. Like you basically read a book. After you finish the book, think about it. Process all the information that the book had to give you. Let's say you finish the book within a week. Before you start reading another book on another subject, for at least after you read the whole first book, take 4 days to process all that information. Sort it all out. Because your brain has to sort that all out like a computer. Like you sorting all your files out on your computer. Like you go here and, let's do this. You go here, you go to File Explorer. I mean, all this, you have to sort it out. Your computer has to sort it out if you don't sort it out. You go to your file, your disk drive. I mean, look at all this stuff. Like your computer sorts it out, right? And then like maybe there's like maybe some things like you come here to pictures, you come here to music, you come here to videos, and you have to sort this all out. You have to create folders. I mean, a lot of this I didn't sort out, but some of it I started to sort out. Like I had to come here, Minecraft PC. These are my Minecraft videos. I had to sort them out. Episode 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 8, 7. So when you're so stay on one task when you're doing that task. Don't go do another task. I'm a person who's guilty of it. I do it all the time. I mean, not all the time 24/7, but I do it. We're all guilty of it. We all do it. We've all done it. We're not perfect, but we can strive to be perfect. We can choose to be perfect. So don't be doing any of this. Having a bunch of things, all at once. Because your brain really needs time to sort out things. It's not as fast as you think it is. It's fast, but it's not as fast as you think it is. And so you have to take your time. You have to let your brain process things at its own speed. You have to do one thing at a time. That's why multitasking is not great. Stay in that one lane. Don't Don't open up 5 lanes at once. Yeah, we do that on freeways. I mean, we think that a solution to a traffic problem is by opening up more lanes. That's not a solution to a traffic problem. Because all it's going to happen is it's going to allow more people to get on the freeway and allow more traffic than what was already there. So let's say this: you got a roadway, whether it's a freeway, a highway, a road, and it has 2 lanes only. One going north, one going south, right? One going up, one going down, one going left, one going right. You get the point, okay? You basically have this road right here. So you have people going north and you have people going south. So people going towards the mountains and people coming towards you. Okay? Going away from you, going towards you. Okay? And you have 2 cars. You have one going north, one going south. Then it increases to 4 cars. It increases to 6 cars, 8 cars. So you start off with, however many cars you start off with, and basically here the thinking is the more cars, the more lanes. So you increase this. So you start from 2 lanes, then from 2 lanes it becomes 3 lanes on this side, 3 lanes on that side, 6 lanes. That just opens up for more cars. It doesn't make it to where the cars already there, are now spread apart. It's not like, it went from 2 cars to 10 cars, and now that there's 6 lanes, that 5 on this side, 5 on that side. No, you're just going to open up for more cars, and you're just going to make a bigger traffic jam. Because you have this road, right? And more cars keep coming and you don't upgrade it, yeah, it'll get slower and slower, but having more lanes is not going to make it faster. It's just you're just moving those extra cars over a lane. How do you deal with that problem? And a lot of you are not going to like this answer because you're basically going to say, well, it's not autonomous. It's not, it's not freedom. It's not freedom. It's not our own autonomy. Add a bus, add a train, add some type of service. Maybe I should open up what's it called? Cities skylines, and maybe I should show you what I mean. You don't solve a problem by adding more problems to the problem. So if there's a 2-lane road and it's congested, well, consider maybe having a bus route there. Consider maybe adding a train route. Maybe add some railroad tracks next to the road so people take the train. If the 2-lane road is getting congested, do something else about it. Not add another lane. Oh, well, we got the space for it. But, there's a lot of land here. That ain't the problem. I mean, that's not going to solve the problem. Here in America, we think that by adding a bunch of lanes, by adding extra road, it's going to solve the problem. I mean, I was born and raised in California my whole life up until last year. And, we have one of the worst freeways, like one of the worst, Like, we have one of the worst intersections of freeways in the planet, which is the 91 in Southern California. And the way they plan to fix the way they're planning to fix it, I mean, they already fixed, like, the way they think they can fix it, or the way they've fixed it, is by adding more lanes, by adding more overpasses, by fixing the overpasses that are already there, by widening them. It's like in Texas. Texas has one of the most robust interstate systems in all of America. And they think that by adding more lanes, it's going to solve the issue of the traffic. And by making the speeds higher, it's going to solve the issue. Instead of investing in high-speed rail, instead of investing in a good transit system that is low cost. Sure, it's not freedom and it's not autonomy. But that's literally how you deal with shit. Maybe I should play some cities skylines to show you. And just not have the money thing on, so I can do things for free and just show you. But literally, let's see. There are multiple matches for transit, including quote from Blazing Saddles. Let's see. Oh, you're just gonna get this transit. Okay, so here, transit, right here. This is considered to be transit, right? Whatever. Okay? You're looking at transit right here. Open image in a new tab. Okay? This is what we consider to be transit. A tram, a bus, a taxi, an Uber. So this is what we consider transit, right? A train. A boat. Okay? These aren't bad things. These actually move a lot of people all at once. And I know a lot of you are going to say, well, that's part of the Fourth Industrial Revolution. Well, they want these, places where it's 15-minute cities and everything is, yeah, I get that. And I don't want that. But we got some problems to solve. And this is how you solve them. You don't solve them by adding more lanes. Sure, you get more people to drive on the freeway. You get, more freedom, more autonomy. Great. But still, you have all these people complaining, it's congested. Oh, I'm going to arrive there in 1 hour instead of, 20 minutes. Well, yeah, that's not your fault, but it is your fault because you could have proposed an idea. You could have got the traction going. You could have voted more for this. And not everybody. I don't think everybody should be using this. I don't agree with that. I don't think it should be, one is for all. I think there should be multiple ways of people traveling. But this should be just one way that maybe reduces the congestion of a road, of a freeway, highway. You can't throw money at problems. You can't solve problems by throwing problems at a problem. You have to throw solutions, and good solutions. And okay. California has a problem. They're trying to solve it with high-speed rail. Whether it's backed by the Chinese, backed by America, backed by whatever, I don't care. Okay? It's backed by, some human being on this planet. Okay, whatever. A lot of people don't want that because they say it's going to, it's not freedom, it's not autonomy, okay? And then there's people who just outright hate trains. Like Elon Musk wants a Hyperloop only because he hates trains. He's just an evil person. Fuck him. I support trains. I think trains are a great way of travel. Yes, I like driving cars. I love automobiles. But trains are beneficial to us. They can help carry a lot of things. We can reduce the number of trucks on the freeways if we just develop more trains. Doesn't matter if they're electric or steam or whatever. If you develop more trains and if you have a good, robust train network, the amount of trucks on the highway would be gone. And a lot of you will say, well, yeah, but you're getting rid of a freedom and autonomy and all that. Wait a minute. Is it freedom to be a truck driver if you are owned by a company and have all these rules and regulations and you can't do much and you have to abide by these? Like, is that freedom? And is it freedom if you are an independent truck driver? You're not owned by anyone, but like, it's not like in the 70s and 80s where it was truly independent, where you were truly your own truck driver. Because today even independent truck drivers aren't like they used to be. There's a lot of rules and regulations that got slapped on them. So is that freedom? Huh? Tell me about it. You're being controlled one way or another. So why are you complaining about this? What, because you're not the train conductor? Because you have to get off at a certain station. You can't just get off wherever. This moves a bunch of people. Yes, I have a problem with this, yes, but to a certain extent. Yes, I think people should be autonomous, they should be free, but also this should be provided for those maybe who don't want, to have a vehicle. Maybe for those who are like, it's too congested, like I'm just adding to the problem. Or, hey, I want to reduce the roadway lanes. I want to get it back down to 3 lanes. 4 lanes, like 2 on each side. I don't want to have 8 lanes, 4 lanes on each side. That's not how no. And I'm not saying smaller is better, bigger is better. I mean, to each their own. But like, literally, this is just one solution to a problem, to one specific problem. You got a roadway and it's congested. What, you're going to add more lanes and say, oh, we fixed the problem? No, because now those extra lanes are congested and the extra ones and the extra ones. When to solve this roadway problem that's just 2 lanes, opposite directions, you could have just built a train system. You could have just had a bus system, a tram system, a boat. How do you solve bicycle lanes? You have a 2-way bicycle lane going in opposite directions. You add more lanes. That's just, all you're doing is just, those extra bicyclists are just going to move over to the other lane. And because there's more lanes, because it's wider, you're going to have more cyclists come in. And so you're back to the same problem. No, what you do is you don't have a bicycle that's for one person, but you have a bicycle that's a tandem, or that sits 4 people. Or have a little tram system. So the people, less people ride bikes, and you just have one thing that sits 10 people. And voila, problem solved. And I know a lot of you are, I'm going to repeat this. You're going to hate that. You're going to be like, no, that's not autonomy though. That's not freedom. And I get that. But you guys are complaining that it's congested. So what is the solution? What is your solution? What is your solution to the problem? Just keep complaining? That's not going to do anything either. That's the same thing as those who think, "Oh, just throw money at it, it'll stop." No. Oh, that's how we fix it. Just throw a couple bills at it. Add more lanes. Complaining, adding more lanes, throwing money at it is not going to stop the issue. But actually having a tram system, having a bus system, having a train system go by, that's going to solve the issue. We need to start taking care of the minor problems and the major problems of this planet. I can give you a bunch of solutions to all problems. I'm not someone who knows it all, but I can, from the goodness of my own heart, I can come up with solutions and good solutions. You want some transportation solutions? I can give you some. I can use Transport Fever, but I can give you, I can use City Skylines, the game, to actually, show you, hey, this is a good transport solution. I'm not the best. I'm not an expert, but I'm someone who knows a little bit about transportation that I can help you out. A lot of these projects got abandoned a long time ago. And when I mean a long time ago, I mean, even yesterday, like literally yesterday. Some projects just got abandoned because in the end, certain people just thought, that's not the solution, when it clearly was, and they just fell off the cliff. Seriously. The world isn't investing in trains anymore or buses. Like, they're investing in shit that doesn't help humanity at all. I don't know about this, but from what I'm thinking right now is, like in the early 1900s, a lot of people they thought, they thought that to what's it called, to deal with the population, they thought, hey, why don't we build a bunch of high-rise buildings, pack everyone together, and there you solved your issue. Just go taller. Yeah, see how well that worked? That didn't work out too well. That didn't work out too well at all. It created a lot of chaos, a lot of shit. And then they had to put laws in place for all the shit they created. Even suburbia is a mess. Suburban areas are a mess. This whole planet is a damn mess. That's why I will always say, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. We're just messing up the place. Because humans aren't getting it together. We're not taking responsibility for our own actions. We're not holding ourselves accountable. And I'm not saying we're not doing that, period. We do it sometimes, but we don't do it all the time. On everything. We pick and choose what we want to hold ourselves accountable for. We pick and choose. No, no, no. You can pick and choose all you want, fine. But don't be singling out anything. Don't just it's just gonna be number 1, number 3, and number 5. But I'm gonna leave 2, 4, and 6 out. No, you gotta pick all of them. Seriously, you can't be doing it like that. If you are, then man, you're just going for the pleasures, for your desires, and you ain't being true to yourself, and you ain't being true to anyone else, and you're not a human being. I mean, you still are, but you get my point. Seriously, it's ridiculous. It is fucking ridiculous what you're doing and what I'm doing, what we're all doing. We're all in this basket together. I mean, let's talk about this because it's out. I have the old video games. I have all of them for PS2. Tokyo Extreme Racer. It's a game that came out. Okay? For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, this is Tokyo Extreme Racer. Okay? It's out on Steam. I have the old versions for PS2. It's made by Genki. Genki Co. Limited. It's a very good game. I love it. Do you know why this came out? This came back? Do you know why? Because there was a problem within the racing video game world. Racing video games were getting stale, bland. They lost their ways. They weren't fun like they used to be. They started becoming corporate type video games, following a certain path, a certain narrow path. And people are going to say, well, back in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, they were following a certain narrow path. It's just that narrow path changed. No. Or we just created a new narrow path. No. Racing video games used to be fun. They used to be something where, sure, they were trying to emulate real life, but in an arcadish way. And in a real way, too, because we had Gran Turismo 2, Gran Turismo 3, 4. We had Enthusia. We had the realistic, simulation types. But they were fun simulation types. They had a lot going for them. Like, look at Gran Turismo 2, one of the greatest of all times. Still till this day, I own it. I play it on PS3 because I have the original CD and it works on PS3. I still have my PS1, my original PlayStation, and I still have my PS2. But seriously? Mario Kart 64, Mario Kart even the Game Boy series, DS series. You play all these old racing games. F1 2001, Richard Burns Rally, just to name a few. Crash Bandicoot Racing. So you play all these games, right? They're really fun, and somewhere along the lines, they started to get all corporate. They started to follow this path of, oh, well, let's just add microtransactions. Let's make, it to where, we focus on the online, and let's make open world, and let's just rack in our money. Let's charge people $150 for the product because you get all the tracks and DLCs. You get all this shit. But if you want to pay the $49.99, you're not going to get much. You're going to get a piece of shit racing game. And it's going to have glitches, bugs, all this shit. But if you spend the $150, bam. Let's see, how much is this game? $29.99. And you're getting a strong, I mean, this game right here, this takes you back to the days of Need for Speed Underground 2. Juice 2 Hot Import Nights. California Cruising. Or what is it? No, Cruising USA. Where it wasn't a cash grab. It was they put really good content in here. It was a really good game. These games are solid. Genki gave everyone a solution to a problem. A lot of people might say, man, Genki is old school. They're stuck in the past. No, they ain't stuck in the past. Sure, they haven't given us a Tokyo, Extreme Racer Series in a while, for a long time, since the PS2 days. But hey, they gave us a solution to a problem. They gave us a solution to a problem. Has the problem been fixed? Well, yeah, if you play this game and you stop playing all the other games, problem solved. As a whole, I mean, people are still buying the new Forzas and the new Gran Turismos and the new Need for Speeds. And yeah, people are still buying all these new racing games, but this one, it's out. You can purchase it. If all those new ones you're buying, if all those other racing games you're buying are not cutting it for you, this is right here. Here's a solution to your problem. It's like the guy from what's his name? It's like the guy from Fast and Furious, Han, that actor. He's coming out with a new Initial D. It's going to be a proper Initial D, Japanese characters, Japanese actors. He's Japanese himself, and so basically, like, literally, it's not going to be some Taiwanese whatever or Chinese whatever. He's giving us a proper Initial D. He's giving us something that is a solution to a problem, because we have Fast and Furious, which became just a corporate entity. It's no longer Fast and Furious 1 and 2 and 3, where it was about the street scene. It was about street racing, breaking the law. It was about that whole life. And many people say, well, that was because, that was the culture back then, but the culture changed. No, the culture didn't change. You can still go see street races today. You can there's still the tuner culture is alive and well. It maybe just went underground a bit. It went back to, how it was in the 90s. Whereas in freaking 2006, 5, 7, it was like, man, there was hot import nights all over this place. This damn world. So he's giving us Initial D because we're asking for an Initial D movie. Because we're asking for a actual good ass, movie about cars and people. We're sick and tired of all this Fast and Furious shit. Even Fast and Furious said their last one is going to be like the first one. They're going to take it back to its roots. They're going to do something more humble. Because people are sick and tired of it. They voted with their dollars. They're not seeing the movies as much as they used to. Man, Hobbs and Shaw, what the fuck was that? So Tokyo Extreme Racer comes out because people are sick and tired of all the, AAA title games. Sure, we have Assetto Corsa. We have Assetto Corsa Competizione. We have Assetto Corsa Evo. But there's no storyline in that. I play them. I play them because they're better games than most other mainstream games out there. But they're not as good as Tokyo Extreme Racer. They're not as good as Gran Turismo 1, 2, 3, and 4. They're not as good as Mario Kart 64. Richard Burns Rally. Or even the what is it, Toka Race Driver series? Which turned into Grid Autosport. Which I think Grid Autosport, what was it? The last one for PS3, I think that was a great game. But, you kind of, there was kind of a story there. But Tokyo Extreme Racer, it's literally a story. Like you really race against other people. They don't show their faces, it's all blacked out, but still, it's cool. Gran Turismo never had a storyline, but you do make your own story because you buy, you sell cars, you get your driver's license, you go up the ranks. Gran Turismo 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Because 5 is where it started to become more of a corporate game. The 5 is where they started kind of dipping off. Because they made that 5 prologue, then they made 5, then they made the PSP version, and they really focused on this online stuff. And then 6 was just 5, but not 5. It just, they added a few more cars, yeah, sure. But after 6, it just dipped. Forget Gran Turismo Sport and forget 7. At least Genki, they kept it real. They said, "Look, we're giving you Tokyo Extreme Racer as is. We're not going to give you some shitty Tokyo Extreme Racer. It's not going to be a mobile game. It's not going to be, it's on PC first. It's not even on console first. It was a console game only, I think. They gave us a PC port. They are making this on PC. I don't care if it's early access or not. Literally. So Tokyo Extreme Racer is because there was a problem, and now Genki said, we have the solution to your problem. If you want it, it's there. If you don't, it's still going to be there. So be it. We don't care. We're not out to make money. Because if they were out to make money, it wouldn't be $29.99. This game would be $69.99, $79.99. And then like everything else would be DLC, and they just give you a base game where you only get like 5 cars, 1 track. Locked it down. Oh, it has de nouveau. All that shit. They could have botched the whole thing. Of course, English, Japanese, simplified Chinese, because it's an Asian company. It's an Asian game. Look at this shit. Need for Speed Heat, $69.99. And that's not even a good game. Look at all these reviews. There's only one review. I screwed myself leaving this game running for more than 2 hours. Otherwise, I 100% would have refund this low effort dumpster fire. I think the game is worth maybe $4.99, not anywhere close to $30. I got scammed myself out of. I mean, one bad review. This is an early access review. Well, of course it's an early access review. I mean, wait, let me take that back. This is someone who got an early access. What does early access mean? It's not complete. They're still working on things. And you're complaining that, oh, for $39.99, this is all you get. It's like, bro. The fact that they gave a solution to a problem, that's all that matters to me. It's like, I'm going to take it back to The Sims. A lot of people are complaining about The Sims 1 and 2 being released on Steam. There was a problem. The problem was that people didn't want to play The Sims 4, The Sims 3. They don't want that. They don't want these subscription-based Sims. They don't want The Sims Mobile. They're having complaints about them. They're shit. People want Sims 1 and 2. They want The Sims 2 especially because that's one of the greatest games ever. What happened? EA said, okay, here's a problem to your solution. Sure, it's $30, whatever. People are still complaining about it. People are still complaining about it because what they wanted was they wanted The Sims 1 and 2, but they wanted it perfectly. They wanted it without all the bugs and shit. I mean, that's what they wanted. They wanted it all perfect. That's not okay. If you wanted that, go work for the company. Go work for EA and go fix the problem. If not, shut the hell up and just be grateful that you got The Sims 1 and 2. Just be grateful for that. And if they fix all the issues going forward, great. If they don't, they don't. Shut up. You guys have been complaining for how long? We don't have The Sims 1 and 2. And so they listened to you. They listened to you and they gave it to you on Steam. And yet you still complaining. That just shows right there that no matter what, you just gonna be a complainer your whole life. Then why don't you go what? Why don't you go start some yourself? Why don't you do some yourself instead of just sitting there complaining? Like, if there's something I'm complaining about, I'm gonna go fix it myself. If other people won't fix it. Oh. Seriously. I'm dead serious. Why don't you just go do something about it instead of complaining? Complaining ain't gonna solve the problem. You can complain all you want. I mean, sure. I mean, And what I mean is, that it won't solve a problem. I mean, you just sitting there and just blah, blah, blah. Yes, I know a lot of you blah, 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 and in saying like, hey, we don't have The Sims 1 and 2. Come on, EA, do something. They gave it to you for free before. They gave it to you now for a price. Okay, it worked. But you're still complaining. You're still blah, blah, blah. Just because they gave you something that works but has some issues, it comes with some issues. Like, so? Yeah, I don't want those issues there either, but I don't work for the company. All I can do is talk, and if they don't fix those issues, even though if they don't fix those issues after me talking so much and saying, hey, fix the issue, fix the issue, fix the issue, what else can I do? Go over there and shoot them? Yeah, we can all do that. And go shoot up the whole EA complex, shoot everyone up there. Go ahead. We can do that. Nothing says we can't. You can do that. But then the issues won't get fixed because literally, who's going to fix those issues? They're all dead. So what I'm saying is that literally, this planet needs to be fixed. We all have to fix ourselves first. We, as individuals, have to fix ourselves first. It starts with the mind, body, and soul. It doesn't start with a remote, a dialer, a battery, a television, a car. It starts with yourself. That's what it starts with. I don't give a shit who you are, what you are. No. I don't give a shit what you say. It starts with yourself internally. That's literally what it starts with. And don't take my word for it. There's a lot of people who will tell you that. They'll tell you the same thing I'm telling you. There's a collective of us that will tell you the exact same thing. And you can't say, oh, you're all wrong. And you can't say we're all right either. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you can't just automatically say, oh, you're all right. Oh, you're all wrong. Investigate. Do your own investigation. Don't take the whole collective's word for it. Just because I said there's a whole collective out there and, oh, because enough of you said it, that must mean it's true. Because just because enough people said that house is red doesn't mean it's red because investigate for yourself. Because it's like the thing goes. One person said the house is red. Oh, I don't believe that person because that's one person saying it. But then you get 10 people saying it's like, oh, it's believable because 10 people said it. Because the first person said it, then the other person confirmed it, then the other one, until you get to the 10th person. Oh, man, that's definitely red. No. Go actually see the house because, just because there's 10 people, you get there, the house might be green. You get there and the house is green, and it's like, so all those people are wrong. Or the opposite. That one person says it's red, and You're either thinking it's not red or it is red, like they're wrong or they're right, and you go check it out and it turns out to be red. It's like, oh, that one person was right, or the 10 people were right. Do your own research, do your own investigations. Don't just take it at face value. Don't just take what someone says, face value. Don't just believe it right off the bat. Don't be gullible. Don't just be like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're wrong. Yes, you're right. No, you're wrong, or whatever. Just don't do that. You're right. You're wrong. Don't assume. That makes an ass out of yourself. Don't be doing that shit. I try not to do that. I try to do it less and less. I try to get to a point where I don't do that at all. It's difficult. It's hard. Because there are times when you slip and you didn't even realize you slipped. Because you were so involved with the situation that you didn't even know you slipped. You just kept going. Roller coaster. I did that today. Roller coaster ride. No brakes on it. That's my fault. So literally, like, I'm telling you, like, don't be doing that shit. Go do your own investigation. And keep investigating. Always keep investigating. Always do your research. And see what's actually true and what's actually not true. Because not everything is as it seems. Don't believe everything you see and hear right off the bat. Whether it's on the internet, a book, television, someone telling you, right to your face, next door neighbor, mom and dad, brothers and sisters, newspaper articles, radio, seminars, magazines, little pamphlets, writing on some wall, hieroglyphs, symbolism. Seriously, not all is as it seems. And don't even believe what I'm saying. I'm just giving you information. You do what you want with the information. Do your own research. And there's this, people want to talk about receipts. People want to talk about, like, oh, where's the evidence? Well, where's your evidence for it? Where's it? Okay, like let's do a scenario. Okay. I don't know. Oh, wait. Let me exit this. Okay. So let's do the scenario. So let's say, just as a scenario, okay, I'm talking about recalls on vehicles. So, damn it. And I'm just on the internet. And basically I'm telling you, like, something about recalls, within the Ford company. And I click on this and I'm like, well, here's the receipt. Here's the receipt. Whoops. Okay, I guess that's not gonna. Okay. So this is the receipt. There's a video, there's a title, there's all the info down here, stuff like that. You know. So like I'm showing you a receipt. right? You see it, right? But don't even believe the receipt I'm giving you. Actually, just go do more research beyond this, receipt that I'm giving you. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm not